Continue. The laws of the Sanhedrin, the laws of the courts, are all going to be big judges here. Here come the judge. Okay, we're chapter 10, halacha number 1. When one of the judges in a case involving capital punishment rules to acquit the defendant, capital case we're talking about, right? Or to hold him liable, not because of his own opinion, which he arrived on upon the basis of his own decision, but rather that he was swayed after his colleague's words. He commits a transgression. You hear that? You have to come to this through your own mind. You have to understand this with your own intelligence. You could be swayed by someone else's intelligence, but then it has to become your intelligence. Right? Commits a sin. Do not respond to the dispute with an inclination. According to the oral tradition, this command is interpreted to mean that when the judges are determining the verdict, the person should not say, it is sufficient for me to adopt so-and-so's understanding and say that what he thinks himself. Wow. Is that powerful or what? Right? Why is that? Because ultimately God wants a partnership in Torah, in his wisdom. How do you have a partnership? If I'm only going to defer to you, that means I didn't use my mind. So I'm not a partner in the mind of God to come to the conclusion of what the halacha should be in this instance. I didn't partner. I deferred. The partnership is Torah's not in heaven. It's down here. So we have to use our mind to understand what the teaching is saying, what the halachic ruling would be. And therefore, that would be a sin not to do it. That's a deeper understanding. Yeah. But, being therefore, you're not a judge. Judge means you're judging using your mind to understand. And if you don't do that, so then you're not a judge. We learned earlier, right, that if you come to a conclusion, I don't know, and you have 3 people, right? You even have 2 that say guilty, and one says, I'm not certain. The halacha is, you have to get 2 more people. Why? Because the one who says, I don't know, right, hasn't come to is not now included in the court of law, because the court of law means you have to come with a judgment. You're a judge means judgment, meaning your mind came to a judgment. You didn't come to a judgment, that means there's only 2. Court of law has to be minimum 3. So therefore you have to add 2. We learned that previously, right? The same principle, same idea. Fascinating. Halacha number 2, including in this, in interdiction is a prohibition against a judge who had proposed a rationale to exonerate a defendant in a capital case, to propose a rationale to convict him. This is also who did not respond to the dispute with an inclination. Interesting. So, this is only by a capital case, by the way, right? You can change your mind when it comes to a civil case. But capital case, if you had a rationale as a judge to exonerate the defendant, and then you come with a rationale to convict them, you can't go back. Because as Chazal understand that what God's will is and his wisdom, is that we're looking to exonerate. Right, we're talking about exonerate here means death sentence, right? We're not exonerate guilt, right? Guilt for a death sentence. When does this apply? In the give and take among the judges. At the time of the verdict, even a judge who had proposed a rationale for acquittal may join others who vote for conviction. I have to understand that more because I don't get it fully. Okay. When a scholar offers rationale for acquittal and then dies, we consider it as if he is alive and advocated this position. Right? Again, Why? Because we're looking for the acquittal. I mean, Torah is looking for it. If a judge says, I can offer a rationale to acquit him, and then lost the power of speech or died before he could give the rationale for acquittal, it is as if he does not exist. So because judgment means you have to have the rationale for the judgment. If you didn't give the rationale for why you said acquittal, your words acquittal is not considered as if you're alive now. It means it doesn't exist, right? Because the judgment has to come with the rationale. When two judges mention one rationale, even if they cite different proof texts, they are only counted as one. Wow. According to the oral tradition, we learn that with regard to cases involving capital punishment, we did not ask the judge of the highest stature to render judgment first. Right? We don't go to the top guy, right? Okay, Mr. Av Beis Din or Nasi, tell us what your judgment is. Why? Lest the remainder rely on his opinion and not see themselves as worthy to argue against him. If the top guy, Chief Justice, says such and such, and you feel and you know that you're lesser than him, even if you're not going to tell yourself this openly in your mind, but subconsciously you will. Oh, how could I go against him? Right? Instead, every judge must state what appears to him according to his own opinion, and right, according to his opinion. How powerful is that? It's like it's so truth, so contrary to the world, right? That you want to control other people, and therefore I'm going to give my opinion first to make sure I'm going to get it in there so others will. No, you're the top guy. Go last. Similarly, with regard to the cases involved in capital punishment, we do not begin with a condemnatory statement, but rather with points towards acquittal. What is implied? We tell the presumed transgressor, if you did not commit the transgression concerning which your testimony was given concerning you, do not fear the words of the witnesses. Yeah, I would love to continue, but I can't. God bless you. Thank you, folks. JLI is tonight. Whoever didn't sign up, sign up. You don't want to miss Decoding the Talmud. What an amazing course it's going to be. What a great journey. Starting tonight for those who are interested.